I like to start by emphasizing that our tax effort is still low, meaning that the amount of revenue we are collecting over the GDP is low. I think this needs to be understood very clearly. We are taxing about 14% of our GDP. When we compare ourselves to our peers in Africa, of course globally, we are still very low. So the opportunities for government to increase revenue collection are still there. Now, our tax regime is very cognizant of the need to promote foreign direct investment, to promote local investment, but also to encourage startups. And to demonstrate this, I said earlier that we have a very generous incentives regime where, for instance, you don't pay tax unless you make profit. This must be understood. Only companies which make profit pay tax. I think one of the challenges we have, and I know you are a Enterprise Uganda Private Sector Foundation, and we're also working with Casita and other partners, is to help our small businesses to document their transactions so that they have good records. If you have good records, then you will be able to take advantage of the tax benefits or incentives which are in the law. Without proper documentation, it's not possible for you to take those benefits. I think it also should be understood that there are also initiatives that government has put forward. We have several industrial parks that government is developing across the country. There are business hubs under the presidential initiative where the president has put funds across the country to create environments where young people can be trained in various skills, but also provided with equipment where they can do some of their work, especially in circumstances where they cannot afford to have this equipment on their own. I think with all these interventions, we expect that the private sector, especially the startups, should be able to thrive. I think I should also emphasize that there are two initiatives which government has put forward to encourage financial inclusion. Number one, we have a national payment policy and law which has encouraged provision of financial services on the digital platforms. I think this has been a great response for financial inclusion. Number two, there's a Myoga program where we are funding different circles across the country to a tune of 100 billion per year. These are small enterprises in different areas of carpentry, tailoring, border riders, and so on and so forth. And then most recent, this is the second year running, we have the PDM program, where we are providing $1 trillion, government is providing $1 trillion to mainly agricultural-based enterprises. We think that with these initiatives and many others, the situation should be very good. Ugandans should be at liberty to approach Uganda Investment Authority for facilitation. Number one, to access industrial parks where there's an opportunity for them to invest in the parks, or Uganda Revenue Authority where tax benefits are embedded in the law for everybody to enjoy. For example, we have a 10-year tax holiday on income tax. The threshold for Ugandans is $1 million. Any Ugandan who comes up with a project, whether it's an expansion or a new investment to the tune of $1 million, is entitled to enjoy a tax holiday. Secondly, we have incentives on the customs side. And you remember, the customs law is an East African law. So it does not talk about foreigners, locals. So anyone who imports plant, machinery, and a wide range of inputs, they are tax-free for everybody. Right? VAT is the same. So I think and I appreciate that we need to do more with Uganda Revenue Authority and the associations of traders and small business, small and medium enterprise organizations to educate our investors that these incentives are also available for everybody. Our tax effort is low. I think we all appreciate that fact. Secondly, that we've been operating a very stable tax regime over the years. We've not changed so much of our tax regime. Thirdly, the argument that a small portion of the population is carrying the burden, it can be understood to be true only to the extent if there are people who are supposed to pay and are not paying. But the point that you are paying what is due from you is unquestionable. I like to say that this is a partnership between government, the private sector, and the public. It's a dependent relationship. Government needs revenue to be able to deliver public services and goods. And over the years, government has demonstrated that the more revenue we generate, the more we are able to do in terms of providing infrastructure and social services. Government is also committed to provide a credible environment for business to thrive. The ABSA index is a testimony. It's an independent opinion. It's not done by government. We are ranked 4th best in Africa on overall on the indicators. I think as Uganda we should take advantage of that and grow our economy. Everything will come through. Thank you so much.